Hello everyone, you're in an all new episode of Binge Reviews, and today I'm going to be going over The Punisher. The Punisher stars Jon Bernthal as Frank Castle, Amber Rose Riva as Detective Madani, Eben Moss Bachrach as David Lieberman, Ben Barnes as Billy Russo, Jamie Ray Newman as Sarah Lieberman, and Paul Schultz as Rollins. So that's the brief cast of The Punisher, and of course it's an adaptation of the Marvel Comics character, The Punisher. Jon Bernthal also played Frank Castle on Daredevil Season 2, and this is a spin-off, also set in the Marvel Universe on Netflix. Now, I've actually liked almost all the shows, but nothing has really quite come close to Daredevil Season 1. The Punisher is definitely up there. I like this more than I did The Defenders, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. This is up there, maybe just a tad under Daredevil Season 2, but it's definitely under Daredevil Season 1. And I really think it's the best show on Netflix from Marvel since Daredevil. Something about the character is very dark, complex, but this is more of a Frank Castle story than a Punisher story. You get a little bit of him and his glory at the beginning, and then Netflix does this thing where it just totally disregards the suit and just kind of has a slow character study throughout the whole process. Now, the supporting characters are a lot better. Detective Madani's character is very interesting. She works with Homeland Security. Her and her partner Stein have to investigate weapons and this case that later on ties into the Punisher, into Frank Castle. We also have corrupt CIA agents. A new spin on the character Billy Russo. I won't get into too many spoilers, but for your comic book aficionados, you know who Billy Russo will end up being. And it's a nice reimagining. It stays truthful to the character of the Punisher while also reimagining and really doing something new with the lore of the Punisher. And I really like what they've done with the mythos. Of course, it's grounded, but they do something completely different with some of the characters that makes it feel new and refreshing. It's not just a complete redo of everything that has come before. And Jon Bernthal, he's like the fourth actor to play the Punisher. We had Dolph Lundgren, Thomas Jane, Ray Stevenson. Jon Bernthal, the other actors had this sense of loss. They're cold. They're damaged individuals. But Jon Bernthal plays it like that, but he adds this level of vulnerability and humanity to the character that was missing in the films. I thought he did an excellent job in Daredevil Season 2, and he furthers the character of Frank Castle in this Punisher show. Jon Bernthal is a standout. You really get to go into the character psychologically and see what makes him tick. Also, can he have a normal life? Can a person like him move on from vengeance and punishment? And that ultimately is the question for Frank Castle during this season of The Punisher on Netflix. I really love the character of Micro. The actor who plays him does such a great job. Now, of course, he's not a fat guy, but I like the stuff going on between him and Frank, their distrust, their chemistry with one another. I like Micro's wife and family, that character study with Frank Castle and him always keeping an eye on them. He has a very interesting story. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to go into too many spoilers, but I really like how Frank Castle and Micro end up meeting. And of course, it's from the Micro disc from Daredevil Season 2. And I really like how everything ties in from Daredevil. We also have a reprisal of Karen Page, Deborah Ann Wool as Karen Page. And I really like her character here. It makes a lot more sense than Rosario Dawson's character somehow knowing all the superheroes and sleeping with them. This is a better crossover. It feels fluid. It feels like it's authentic. It doesn't feel like it's a forced crossover, and I really like that. And above all, this is a Punisher show. It doesn't rely too much on referencing Avengers or Daredevil or the other heroes. This is Frank Castle Punisher show, and I really like that. If I had any cons with the show, it would be maybe the pacing. It is slow, but the characters, the supporting characters, are far more interesting than some of the other Marvel Netflix shows. For that, it's more interesting. It doesn't feel as slow, as tedious. I still am intrigued. It's still interesting, even though there aren't moments of action. So if you're going into this expecting like a full-blown John Wick Punisher action bonanza, you're going to be very, very, very disappointed. While it does have some moments of action, this is more of a story, plot, character-driven series. And I really like it. It does tackle very strong issues dealing with soldiers and mental illness, post-traumatic stress, NRA and gun rights. And I can see why they postponed this. I thought they were just being kind of too overly cautious of the Punisher using guns. No, there's a good reason why they postponed it after the Las Vegas shooting. and it really does delve into like our climate right now. I can't think of a better show to come out in the time we live in than now with The Punisher. And The Punisher is a very dark, complex show that does not hold any punches back, but it furthers the mythos of The Punisher and offering a new reimagining of it while also remaining true and faithful to the source material. It's nice to see The Punisher done right. I just wish Netflix would get over their costume thing and just let him wear the Punisher shirt with the skull the whole time. Now, I like it because he's a human. He gets hurt. And that's one great thing about this. He's not superhuman. Frank Castle gets put through hell in this. He gets hurt. He's mortal. And I like that. The stakes are higher and it gets you more invested into the character of Frank Castle. Above all, it has an intricate plot that is sewn through for multiple characters, and it's a basic plot. It's really just a quest for revenge for Frank Castle. He killed a blacksmith in Daredevil Season 2, and he finds out that there's more players on the board than he realizes. And we also get more in deep with his past and with his wife, and the flashback scenes are really well done. The nightmare scenes are very haunting. They start out kind of mild, like what you saw in the trailer, but the further they progress, it has a very Max Payne vibe from the video game. Above all, The Punisher is a dark, complex tale that's not afraid to hold any punches back. It is amazing. I give it a 4 out of 5 and an A+. This is one of the better Marvel Netflix shows. I love how dark it is. If they have a season 2, I'd like to see more of him and Micro work and just basically go after criminals like a procedural show. It'd be nice. We don't really get a full-blown Punisher all the time, but it was nice having this story of Frank Castle. In a way, it was almost like a 13-hour movie. And it did a lot more justice to the character than previous incarnations. It grounded it in reality while offering some new embellishments and new reimagining of characters and the lore that really aid and help advance it, make it better than it was before. And for that, I give it a 4 out of 5 and an A+. If you have not seen The Punisher and you've seen other Netflix shows, don't worry. Go into this and you can go into The Punisher without really having to see other shows. If you do want to watch one, I recommend catching up on Daredevil Season 2. It's very integral to the plot of this, but this is very much a standalone. You don't need to watch Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, or Iron Fist, or even Defenders. This is a Punisher show, and I hope we do get a Season 2. Oh, before I forget, the soundtrack is amazing. Yeah, I love it. Frank's Choice is a standout, and other parts sound very much like the Tron Legacy soundtrack from Daft Punk. You also get some blues and jazz there. No Metallica 1, but hey, that was an awesome trailer, and it really did make it seem like it's going to be a lot more action-packed than what we got, but if you're in for the action, you may be a tad disappointed, but if you like a strong story, character-driven plot, then The Punisher is definitely your show, and it does have its moments of action and moments of punishment. I just hope if there's a Season 2, we get more of it. Jon Bernthal is fantastic as Frank Castle. Anyway, that's it for Binge Reviews. If you haven't seen The Punisher, check it out. If you have seen The Punisher, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below. What is your favorite Punisher? If you like this video, click the like button, comment, and subscribe for more videos.